Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, guys, we are actually not going to be talking about Bitcoin. Wow, that's a first, because in this video, instead, we are going to be discussing one of my favorite altcoins, Ethereum. Guys, you may know that this is more or less the year of Ethereum with all of the projects going on Ethereum and surrounding the Ethereum ecosystem, and that is showing up in the price action. As you guys can see on screen right now, Ethereum is up over 8% in the last 24 hours, and we need to talk about that because, guys, I invested at Ethereum down at like $180. Actually, no, it was like $140, and I'm quite happy about that. So we're going to be discussing Ethereum today because I found a very, very powerful consolidation pattern on this chart, and I think that we're about to see a major rally to follow from that. Not only are we going to be discussing Ethereum in today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the potential for an altcoin cycle starting on Bitcoin because, as you may have noticed in yesterday's video, I briefly mentioned also, Bitcoin has actually dropped below 60% in market dominance, which is a huge warning sign that altcoin rally may be starting relatively soon. You guys know my take on that. When altcoin rallies start, that's normally a very good sign of a bull market. So guys, we have a lot to talk about in today's video, and I think you're going to get a lot of great value out of today's video. Guys, before we get started, I do just first want to thank everybody for 1,300 likes and 14,500 views yesterday, guys. I'm so incredibly pumped about that. Before we get started, I do also just want to mention one thing. And that would, of course, be the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. As you guys know, the coupon code BULLRUN2020 has been active for CT2A for the last week or so because of the rally that Bitcoin has been in over the last 3 weeks. Guys, that sale is ending today. Today will be the last time that you get access to that sale. And in fact, there's probably only going to be one more sale before we actually raise the price on the course because we're adding so much content to it. So guys, if you want to join the Academy and get started learning everything you need to know to trade these markets and join our over 2,000 members, I would highly encourage you to check us out at the link in the description down below. More on that at the end of the video. But for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, there is no denying that Ethereum has had quite the rally this year. As you can see, during the coronavirus crash, Ethereum pulled back down to $90, and ever since then, it's rallied all the way to $430. That's a 380% return in 160 days. This is actually one of the largest, fastest, and I would say most important rallies that we've seen on Ethereum in the last 5 years. Even more so than this rally right here and this rally right here. Because looking at the long-term ETH chart out here on the daily, what do we see happening to Ethereum? Well, I'll tell you exactly what I see, guys. I see a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 highs. But what's consistent about the first 4? They're all lower. Each one is consistently lower than the last, but what is different about number 5 over here? Well, obviously, this 5th rally is a full 47% higher than the previous high. What that means is that on ultra long-term scales, the largest, most powerful altcoin in the entire cryptocurrency market with a stupid amount of development going on in its space and a massive amount of fundamental growth happening in the back end is going to set higher highs. That's huge because we're consistently seeing stuff like that happen on Bitcoin where we're setting higher highs and we're expecting to go to above $14,000, so we'll have higher highs there and heading back to $20,000, but Ethereum is doing it too. And it's doing it even faster than Bitcoin. In fact, if you'll notice, Bitcoin over the last 151 days is only up 211% compared to Ethereum being up nearly 400%. And guys, when you see a move like that, it's obviously going to show up in the Bitcoin dominance. And as I mentioned briefly in yesterday's video, Bitcoin market dominance has now fallen below 60%, which is a very important level if you know anything about the history of Bitcoin's market dominance. 60% is where Bitcoin's market dominance rallied to at the end of 2017. If you guys aren't familiar with market dominance, essentially it's just what percentage of market share Bitcoin and the other altcoins hold. Ethereum, for example, right now holds 12% market dominance, or market share if you want to use a stock term, compared to what it held a few months ago, about 9.5%. What this means is that Bitcoin is losing market dominance to the altcoins. But why would that be happening? Very simply, the reason that that is happening is because people are more confident in Bitcoin, which means that they're seeing Bitcoin as less risky, which means that the frontier for risk in the cryptocurrency market is pushed farther back away from Bitcoin towards the altcoin space and the altcoin narrative that's being pushed right now of an altcoin cycle. That, in my opinion, is one of the top 5 biggest warning signs that a bull market is coming. Market dominance is very powerful for predicting Bitcoin bull markets and overall crypto bull markets, because what you'll find if you look through the history of market dominance on Bitcoin, it lines up with the logic, and that is that when a bull market is starting, not necessarily when it's already like in the last final third, but when a bull market is starting, you generally see Bitcoin's market dominance plummet, and the reason for that is because people are investing more in the altcoins. For example, at the beginning of 2017, Bitcoin's market dominance was sitting at 85, and then right here around June of 2017, it dropped over 50% down to 37%. This was because of the massive amount of hype going into the ICO and altcoin space. Ethereum jumped up to 31% market dominance and nearly flipped Bitcoin back just around the time I got into the space. Now, of course, as the bull market was continuing, people stopped investing so much in altcoins, but look at what happens when Bitcoin hits all-time high. All of a sudden, Bitcoin market dominance jumps from 63% all the way down to 38%. If you look at the chart, what that correlates with is that Bitcoin's market dominance was highest when Bitcoin was rallying, but if you were in the space back then, you'll remember that all of the altcoins, and especially Ethereum, hit all-time high a full month after Bitcoin, and that is exactly where this dump came from. A lot of times at the end of a bear market, the beginning of a bull market, you are going to see a Bitcoin market dominance crash. And Bitcoin's market dominance going down right now is a very big vote of confidence by the crypto community at large in Bitcoin, because we're investing in Bitcoin less. Doesn't seem to make any sense on the surface, but when you understand the ideas of market sentiment and market confidence, then you understand why that's so powerful. So with that said, let's look at Ethereum, because as I said in the intro, Ethereum is going through a pretty important breakout right now. Before we even get into the actual analysis on Ethereum, I have to point out this. Look at this humongous amount of volume that we're seeing come back into Ethereum. We did not see any of this volume back in April, May, June, and July, but here at the very end of July and on into August, we're seeing huge amounts of volume. Not only that, in the last 3 weeks, Ethereum is up 80%. And what have we seen happen on Ethereum over the last 2 weeks or so? Ethereum moved into this consolidation pattern, and as of yesterday, has broken above it. If you're in CT2A, you will know from this video right here on continuation patterns that these forms of continuation patterns normally show up in the middle of a trend, not at the end of a trend. And that means that we could reasonably expect to put some kind of price target like this on Ethereum and extrapolate it up to around $550. Now, you might know that I'm not the biggest fan of price targets. I think they're a general idea of where Bitcoin is going to go, but the point here is not that Bitcoin is going to go to exactly $555.93.5. It's that Ethereum is going to continue rallying. That's why I'm more interested in. And something I'm even more interested in than that, guys, is that Ethereum, as of a couple of weeks ago, has broken 2 of its previous highs, leaving only these 2 up here to return to. Because if you look at the Ethereum market, guys, Ethereum has a very similar thing going on to Bitcoin right now, in that we've already broken pretty much all of the VPVR resistance, and we've broken a major zone of resistance. That's the exact same thing that we're seeing on Bitcoin right now, guys, except Bitcoin hasn't quite yet broken through all of that resistance. Ethereum, as it normally is ahead of Bitcoin. And guys, keep in mind, analysis is not all about technical analysis. It's all about fundamental analysis. And what's going on in the crypto space right now with Ethereum? Let's talk about dApps. Let's talk about DeFi. Let's talk about literally all of the things going on Ethereum behind the scenes besides just the price action. Remember, guys, the price action is downstream from the fundamentals in the same way that politics is downstream from culture. Bitcoin is rallying because the fundamentals are strong. Ethereum is rallying because the fundamentals are strong, and it's being reflected in the price action and the technicals, not the other way around, so don't get that twisted. It's very important to understand what is going on behind the scenes to drive this movement. For example, Tesla jumped $200 yesterday. It was like a 15% jump. Is that happening because of something on the technical chart? You might have been able to predict it that way, but you could also look at the fundamentals with Tesla and say, oh, okay, that makes sense because it's one of the fastest growing companies. When was the last time, one, a car company, number 2, an electric car company broke into the car market in America and gave Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, Chrysler, BMW, Mercedes, gave all of them a run for their money. Tell me the last time it happened. It was probably in the 30s. So there's fundamentals to back up Tesla's price action. Even if you think it's overbought, it makes sense why it's rallying so quickly. In the same way, the technicals and the fundamentals are different camps, and they are different ways to analyze the market. They're both very important, but in this case, you must understand the fundamentals or the technicals will make no sense. Bitcoin and Ethereum both have fantastical technical landscapes right now, and that is why I'm so confident that one, an altcoin market is starting. Bitcoin and Ethereum have both phenomenal fundamentals right now, and that's why I'm so confident that number one, an altcoin season is starting, and number two, a general crypto and Bitcoin bull market is coming. We've already seen the foundation laid. The technicals are backing it up. The fundamentals are backing it up. Everything is in place. It just takes time now. So guys, here's what I would say to do. If you already have positions in Ethereum and Bitcoin like I do, and you're comfortable with how much you have like I am, then maybe don't buy anymore. But if you are looking forward to a bull market starting and you've come to this conclusion on your own analysis and you're not just following me blindly and you're not just being a sheep, I don't want anyone doing that. If you come to the opinion on your own, I think now would be a good time to be investing more in altcoins, more in Bitcoin. And I want to clarify something I said yesterday. I think I misspoke in yesterday's video. I'd have to go back and watch, but some people commented about me saying that it's too late to dollar cost average in Bitcoin. If I said that, that's not what I meant. What I meant is that you kind of missed the boat as far as getting the best prices, which is obviously true. It's not too late to DCA into Bitcoin and Ethereum. In fact, I'm probably about to start DCAing into both of them again. So guys, that's my take on the market. And before we wrap it up, also, there's one thing I want to mention, which is a little bit of it was a question that some people had about 2 videos ago. People were asking, well, if this company just invested $250 million in Bitcoin, why did the price not jump? Is this manipulation? Well, guys, let me go ahead and clarify that because I know a lot of you had that question. Bitcoin's price movement is dependent on what happens to the order books. And if you buy Bitcoin and it's not on the order books, it's not going to affect the price action. If I sell you Bitcoin over Discord, it's not going to do anything to the price action because we didn't make that trade on exchange. When they bought $250 million worth of Bitcoin, I don't know that they bought it OTC, which is called over-the-counter, which is essentially an institutional way of us trading Bitcoin on Discord or on Telegram or something. It's an institutionalized way of doing that. They more than likely bought it OTC, which means it wouldn't have affected the market. OTC is another thing that we can get into in another video. It does open up the possibility for market manipulation because theoretically you could just buy a ton of Bitcoin OTC, sell it on exchange, then use the money to buy it OTC, sell it on exchange, keep the price action down. But I don't really think that's happening. But some people were asking that question, so there you go. Also, keep in mind, guys, there are many markets that dictate the price action of Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrencies. And if you rally Bitcoin stupidly high on one exchange, that doesn't mean all the other exchanges are going to follow. You're going to cause a little bit of bullishness, but even 21,000 Bitcoin being bought on exchange, which is more than likely too much to ever buy on exchange because you'd be buying Bitcoin like $30,000 from some crazy person that put an order up there, the market would probably still return to equilibrium pretty quickly. So it's very difficult to market manipulate like that. But we can talk about that in another video. I just wanted to clarify that because a bunch of you guys asked that question. Anyway, guys, I think I've pretty much concluded what I want to talk about in this video. If you have any questions about Ethereum, the altcoin space, DeFi, any of these things, let me know in the comment section down below and we'll make some videos on them. Guys, I am really pumped about how everything is going on the channel here, guys. We are just growing so fast and I am God, I'm just so excited. Thank you guys so much. We passed 50K subs the other day, and I'm just still blown away. Because that's like the population of the town I live in. Like, what? Huh? Come again? Anyway, thank you for that. Anyway, guys, before we go, I do want to mention that today is the last day for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy sale. Guys, the coupon code BULLRUN2020 over there will be active through the end of today. If you want to jump in and learn what you need to know about technical analysis, plain and simple, this is the place to do it. Look, I know all about sales. I could go into sales and be a sales manager if I wanted to. I know how to sell things. It's not really that hard. Actually, sales is a lot easier than people think it is. I could go through the whole pitch and be like, hey, we have a really low refund rate, or hey, we have 2,300 students and they love it, or hey, go talk to our people and see what they think. I could go through all that, but I can also just come to you and leverage the integrity and the trust that I've built and work very hard to maintain here on the channel and tell you it's a good product, and I wouldn't be selling it if it weren't. No BS. It's just how it is. Guys, it's a good product. It's going to help you a lot in TA. And that's really the end of it. Look, if you want to learn technical analysis, CT2A is a great place to do it, and we do have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee because I'm so confident that you're not going to use it that I'm willing to put all of our revenue on the line with that. Guys, it's very rare that anyone refunds the course. It does happen in the same way that people refund good products all the time, but it is very rare. If you could snap your fingers and get $259 back, would you? You probably would if it weren't a good product. So why do more people not do it? It's because it's a good product. Guys, if you are interested in learning more, check us out. The link in the description down below. You can watch 2 of our videos for free. That would be how to set up and use TradingView and how to spot a winning indicator and pattern. Both of those are phenomenal videos. And even if you don't join us, you'll get a lot of value out of just watching those. They are free previews down there if you follow the link. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But before we go, I do just want to thank all of you guys who have joined CT2A, because there are a lot of you now, and I just want you guys to understand, because many of you guys watch. Look, today, this is actually, we're 14 days into this month, and this is the most active students we've ever had at one time. We have over 400 active students right now, which is the number of people that have logged back into the account. It means that a bunch of people are coming back. They've gone through the course once, and they're going through it a second time, a third time, and a lot of you guys who are in CT2A watch these videos, and I just want to say thank you. I don't know if I've ever actually said thank you to the people that have joined us. I've said thank you to the subscribers a lot, but thank you guys so much for joining CT2A, because it's you that makes this possible. And I mean, it wouldn't be possible without you. With all the expansion we're doing, I wouldn't be able to be hiring employees and staff and office and camera equipment and lighting, and all of the growth that we're doing here would not be possible without you going out on a limb and joining CT2A and getting value out of it. So thank you guys who are in the academy. I really do mean that. I really do appreciate it, guys. You completely changed my life, and everything that we're doing is changing a lot of people's lives already. And I'm just, that's at the end of the day, that's the point. So anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.